morning, boys and girls, and happy Monday. I just wanted to remind everybody that we are going to be having a virtual spirit week this week. So check your Remind app for what we're doing this week. Today we're going to keep working on time. So last week we were talking about time to the hour, which means that our big hand is going to be pointing to the 12. This week we're going to be working on time to the half hour. So last week we said when our minute hand was pointing to the 12, it meant that it was 2 o'clock. So we have a whole hour until that goes all the way around, and then it is 3 o'clock. When our minute hand goes around, it has been a half an hour. So our hour hand is pointing right between that 3 and that 4, and our minute hand is pointing straight down to the 6. So when you're counting around a clock, it goes by 5-minute increments. So it goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So this week we're only going to worry about o'clock and 30. And when you get to second grade, then you will worry about the other minutes around the clock. So we're going to work on hour and half hour. So the first one that we're going to look at is 4:30. So on your time rolls on paper, I want you to draw me 4:30. So if I'm looking for 4:30, the first one that I'm going to draw is my hour hand. My hour hand is going to, remember, it's my short hand. It's going to go right between that 4 and that 5. My hour hand goes right between the 4 and the 5. And my minute hand is going to point straight down to the 6. So that is going to tell me that it is 4:30. When that minute hand goes all the way back up to the 12, it will be 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. The next one that I want us to do is to look at our clock. And we are going to do 8:30. So when I look at my short hour hand, it's pointing, when I look at my short hour hand, it's going between that 8 and that 9. 8:30. My hour hand hasn't quite gotten to the 9 o'clock. It's still in the 8 o'clock. So I'm going to draw my 8:30. So my hour hand is my short hand, and it's going to go right between that 8 and that 9. And then my minute hand is going to go straight down to that 6. 8:30. Good job. Let's look at our clock now. So Mrs. Pelkey's clock says it's 1 o'clock. And now it is 1:30. So my hour hand is going to be going between the 1 and the 2. It's not to 2 o'clock yet. It is 1:30. Let's draw that on our paper. So I'm going to draw my short hand. It's not to the 2 yet. It's right between that 1 and that 2. And my minute hand goes all the way down to the 6. 1:30. And we don't want to forget about our o'clock. So let's do an o'clock. So if it's 1:30, what's going to happen if it's going to go another 30 minutes? So if it goes another half of an hour, it will be 2 o'clock. Let's try 2 o'clock. So my short hand is going to go to the 2. Do you remember where that minute hand goes for o'clock? 2 o'clock goes straight up to the 12. So our minute hand for this this week is going to go straight up to the 12 for O clock or straight down to the 6 for the 30. Let's do this one. What do you think our hour hand is pointing to? What is our hour hand pointing to? Our hour hand is just past the 3, and our minute hand is pointing down to the 6. So it is 3:30. So my hour hand, my short hour hand, is going to go just past the 3, and my minute hand is going to go straight down to the 6. Now I want to try a little bit of a tricky one. A little bit of a tricky one. What would this time be? My hour hand is just past the 12 and my minute hand is pointing straight down to the 6. What time would that be? My hour hand has just passed the 12, so it's 12, and my minute hand is pointing down to the 3, so that means 30. So 12:30. I'm going to draw my short hand up to just past the 12, and I'm going to draw my long hand straight down to the 6. Good job. So this week when you're working on your work, today we did time rolls on together, and now you're going to do following the trail on your own. So following the trail is going to ask you to cut out and paste in your signs. So you're going to match the clock to the time. Just like last week, what I would do is cut out all my times, place them where I think they need to go, and then ask a grown-up or an older brother or sister maybe to help you out. So that's for Monday. On Wednesday, you're going to do the same thing. Now I know that this is a Christmas paper, but it's a festival of time, and then there's a color coding that you can do, whether you color it blue, red, or yellow. The teachers really, really need this work to be back to the school by Friday so that we can do some grading over the weekend and get started on report cards. So you can drop those off at the school. There's a bin in front of the high school. You can give them to the bus driver, and if you can't do any of those things, you can contact your teacher and she can figure out a way to help you get that back to us. So let's do our virtual Spirit Week this week with the high schoolers, because that will be fun and support our local community and celebrate being a railroader. And then we can turn in all of our work by Friday, and we are almost done, and then we have a fun week that last week before school ends, and then we will be at summer. So I hope everybody is safe and happy and healthy, and I hope you all have a great day. I miss you so much. Love you. Bye.